Hey, good
Hey,
afternoon.
that
It's
was
that time again.
that was chipper.
Yeah, well, I am Tipper. I had my stomach is full and I'm thinking about taking a nap after this.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good Thursday routine for us. Have a nice meal, enough to you're ready for a nap, but you got to do a show. So you'll do the show, and then as soon as we say goodbye, it's like night night.
but then I think of things that I could be doing. So sometimes I don't always do that because it's on my mind to do these things and get them done.
But when you do that, you get cranky sometimes.
I do?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll I'll
No, I
I'll
don't get
I'll say
cranky.
I'm gonna lie down for a little bit. Okay, I'll be right there. Yeah, uh-huh. And then an hour later, I'm taking
Yes.
a nice nap,
Yeah.
and I wake up and I said, "Did you lie down?" I sat down for a few minutes, and I texted and I did this and I did that. But you were supposed to take a little
No, but sometimes it's
snooze.
on your mind. You know that. You've had that happen to you.
No, if there's a nap in my future, I ain't going to miss it. I'm going to try hard not to miss it.
You know what else you're not going to miss?
What?
A sale.
Well, sales are
Some sales.
that
Not all sales do
they're
you care about.
they're everywhere now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, money
It
is too.
it it is amazing to me. I don't know whether it's just because we live in such a lopsided economy right now, but when the economy is good, prices seem to edge up a little bit. When the economy is bad, then all of a sudden prices go a little bit haywire
Because they need
too.
the business.
Yeah.
People aren't spending it like they used to.
And maybe it's because we were in business that I have a hard time justifying it. But for instance, folks, and you watch TV and you see the ads too. The fast food places all have got these phenomenal deals. A complete meal with the sandwich, with the fries, with the drink and everything for $5.99. In some cases, less than that. And while everybody says, well, yeah, let's go out and let's help them out. We don't want them to close, so we're going to go out. We're going to take advantage of that 5.99 meal. I keep thinking, when the last report was that the cost of beef had just gone up 40%.
Hmm.
How on earth can they make that burger for 3.99 or 4.99 and all just to get you in when that same burger before all of this nonsense was 8.99 or
Well,
9.99.
the only thing is, remember when your cousin was in business and they belonged to a co-op.
Well, I
So it's very possible that there are things like that which does decrease the prices when there's a whole slew of people that come together and buy together.
but he belonged to the co-op before the recession, if you will, and
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
So he still belonged to the co-op, and
Yeah.
maybe the co-op is out there working to try and buy products a little bit cheaper. But you would think that if the price of beef goes up, they would say, "Look, we'll give you, we'll throw in the fries or something, but we can't reduce the price of the burger." I just want to know how come the price of beef can go up by 30 or 40%, but the price of a hamburger at a fast food joint goes down. And then they throw in an order of fries and they throw in a large drink. Uh,
Do I
they
dare ask
it
you what's in that burger?
well, that's what I'm thinking is that it is not that 92%,
Oh, I don't think it's that. No.
prime
No.
ground beef that you thought you were getting,
No.
that it's maybe a little bit lesser quality.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
everything is on sale.
Mm-hmm. Your pizzas are on sale too.
Pizzas, that's another good one, where normally the average price of a large pizza with a few toppings on it, or what they call specialty pizzas,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
15, 16, $17 and all. Now the pizza places are out there 9.99, no matter what size, no matter, up to like seven toppings. And you think, wait a minute, how can I go in and order a large pizza with seven toppings on it for $9.99
Yeah.
when that same pizza, if I wanted seven toppings on it before, was like $17.99?
Well, maybe they think if they get enough people, that will offset.
It's the old Kmart mentality, and
Right.
that is that they make less money per item, but they
Mhm.
sell millions
More.
of items.
That's a possibility. I don't know
I
for
just,
sure.
I I find it hard to believe.
I understand that.
And
But I
it,
can't answer the question. We can only assume these things about them. What I'm curious is the better restaurants, the better restaurants that sell the Wagyu burgers, the steaks. Now, we were just at a better restaurant a
Mhm.
couple nights ago, and they had a special, and it was on the steak. Now that you say that, it was on the fillet, and it was pretty darn good fillet.
It
I got to
was,
tell
and
you.
it was a pretty deep
So
discount on,
it
on it.
was. So I'm not sure. Are the more expensive restaurants doing it as well, and you just don't hear about them until you go? Because that's how we found out. Our waiter told us, "Oh, we're running a special tonight
Yeah,
on the fillets."
a part of me wonders, have we just been misled all these years, and that we've been paying so much more for these goods and dinners, and now when you got to tighten your belt and things, now all of a sudden the prices are starting to get maybe to a point where it should have
It's
been.
doable. Yeah.
Was it that everybody just, I mean,
Y-
you take a steak restaurant. I mean, you can go to a Denny's, or and you can order a steak and get it for 15.99,
I
and
don't
all.
even
But
think
you
it's that much.
but you go to a steak restaurant and you order a steak and it's $50. But it was the ambiance, whatever it was. Now, having said that, a lot of those same steak restaurants and better, what you might term the fancy
Mhm.
restaurants, you walk in and they hand you their regular menu and they hand you their special, you know,
Price, man.
special price menu. And for like 49.99, it's you get an appetizer and an entree and a dessert, and maybe sometimes they throw a glass of wine in. And so it's a
And a
package
vegetable.
deal
Yeah.
to get you in. And
Mhm.
that I understand. But a lot of those restaurants have been doing that. It doesn't give you the full run of all of the entrees that you may
Right. It's
like.
only a hand.
Yeah, they pick the top four or five, and soup or salad
Mhm.
and your entree and a vegetable and a dessert,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
so. So it's an advertising tactic to get you in the door. I mean, look, the grocery stores have done that for decades and decades. That you used to open up the newspaper to find the coupons for the stores. Now it's all online, but they'll get you in the store on a lost leader.
Mhm.
And by that I mean eggs are 2.50 a dozen, or milk is $1.95 a gallon, or so. They get you in because that's a really good price, knowing you're going to walk out with 75 or $80 worth of
Right.
groceries, not just that one reduced cost item. But it's gotten to the point where it's like commonplace now.
Yes.
I mean,
And and what I'm wondering though is the gas prices that have gone up and the other prices, the other things that have gone up that there hasn't been a sale on. Once once things get a little quieter in the economy, will they keep those prices, those gas prices high? Will they keep a few other things high and just take advantage? of the
Uh,
people and of the time?
I
Or
think
are they going to
I think
bring
they
those
do.
prices down? I can't see the gas prices staying up that high.
No, I don't think gas
Uh,
prices will stay up that
but the
high.
other
But
things I could see
if gas
staying.
was $3 a gallon and it goes to $4 a gallon, which is a 25% increase,
Mhm.
all of a sudden, when the flow of gas gets back to normal, are they going to say, okay, everything's back to normal now? We're going back to $3 a gallon? No. They'll go back to maybe 3.50 a gallon, and you say, wow, look, gases have dropped
You
from 4
think?
to
I was hoping
3.50.
it would go back to the 275 or whatever we had.
I don't think so because that's you already got a captive audience and they're going to pay it whatever it
Yeah.
is. Uh,
So then that means all the pizzas and the burgers are going to go back up too? I
well,
don't know.
they'll go back up, but will they go back to up to where they were? Maybe not. Or will they go back up to where they were, but they're going to throw something else in? Like when you buy our specialty pizza, we'll throw in, the a side of the
Breadsticks?
crusts,
Oh,
or
breadsticks
yeah, breadsticks, something
or
like
a
that.
liter of Coke or something.
Right, right. Because the Coke products probably are a lot less. It's all marketing and they play with the purchaser. And when you go through the line at the fast food, usually the first thing that you see on the thing is the value meal
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they have still done their homework and figured out how they could maybe the portion of French fries that you get is half of what it used to be
Yeah, that's fine.
to overset the cost of that burger being
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get a medium-sized drink instead of the large
Right,
drink
right.
or so because they just can't afford to operate at a low profit margin for that long. I've always wondered how some of these places take a case in point is the donut shops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people get donuts for breakfast. They pick up
And then they're
a
done.
box of donuts and they take it to the office and all. But by lunch or 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and all, where's the line of people to go in and get
Well, our donut
get
stores
donuts?
close at noon.
A lot of them
They open
close
at
to.
5 or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and then they close at noon. So they're
Yeah.
done. My thing is, I've been in occasionally when we used to eat donuts and we'd go in about 11:30 and there would still be a nice amount of donuts in the cabinet. What do they do with those? I don't think they keep them till the next day. But look at all the donuts you've got to sell to make that rent
Yeah.
that's facing the main artery, the main road, so people can see you. That's a lot of money.
You have to hope that in that case that you brought up, that these are donut shops that work with businesses that somebody calls up and says, "I need 3 dozen donuts for
I don't
for
know.
this meeting and all," and so they can make it
Oh,
on larger orders that are a business expense because now when gas is $4 a gallon for you to run out just to get 2 donuts and all, it ain't cost effective.
no. I do see the donut shops advertising birthday parties, and they show the decorated donuts for the
Yeah.
birthday parties. But how often do birthday parties come along? And usually have those on the weekends and not during the week. So if they sell them during the weekend, what are they doing to make up for that during the week?
Now there are a lot of donut shops that will have day-old donuts in
Yeah,
the
they
morning.
do.
So you can go in and where the fresh donuts
They do.
are, $12 a dozen or something, you can get day-old for $6 a
Yeah.
dozen. And so you walk out because the people at the office, what do they know
That they're
whether
their day old.
whether whether it was fresh or
Usually
or,
tell.
or a day old and
Usually
it happened and
tell.
it was free for anyway.
Yeah, but you can usually tell. But you know, I still worry about the clothing stores that are all going out of business. Now it's the restaurants and the fast foods. I mean, you got
Yeah.
to sell a lot of that, and with the economy the way it is, and families, how can how can families afford it?
I always
Even at the prices you're talking about on pizzas. I mean, it's better than it was, but it's still a lot of money.
I always have wondered, and maybe somebody watching can let us know. Grocery stores. There are grocery stores on every corner, and almost every grocery store, I'll just use the produce department as an example. You walk in and there are oranges and apples and
Oh, I know what you're
avocados and all. Well, a lot of this has only a day or two shelf life.
well, they have
And
more
do
than that.
they order based on sales? And you think, where does all these goods go? Yes,
If you don't sell them.
there are a lot of times that I go in and there's a package of lettuce that today is the expired date
Yeah,
or so,
so it's
and
fine.
so
It's
they put
nothing.
$1.50
Right.
on it
There are.
to get it out, and
But
that
the oranges, the apples, the potatoes, all those other things that look so beautiful sitting there in the baskets,
it gets
just,
wasted.
I don't know how
And
they
I
do that.
and I remember asking at one of the sports venues, at the end of the seventh inning, when you start to close up,
Yeah.
and you still got 300 hot dogs that you made that you haven't sold, what happens to them? And they say we throw them out. And I think
I
you
just
you
can't get
can't
over
make
it.
a deal with a local church or something to come by and pick up those last 300
No, it's
purchase, and they say
health
that
laws.
the health laws have prevented
Yep.
from using goods at the
Yep.
end of the day to donate to a shelter.
Hmm.
Doesn't add up in my mind.
If it's something like bread, what's the big deal? Or a cookie. I mean, if you're talking meats, well, cooked things, I still have a hard time understanding that. If they give it to them within a certain amount of time and they serve it within a certain amount of time, why can't they use it?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
understand.
because nobody wants to take a chance that
Right.
somebody is
Just
going to
gets
get
it.
that hot dog that was made 4 hours earlier and all, and they're going to get sick on it.
Yeah.
And
Well, y'all shall go out and have lunch or dinner
yeah. Have we?
at a place that has such fabulous prices now.
Yeah. Did we solve anything?
No, we never do. We
No.
just we
So
just vent about it.
yeah. So well, maybe we'll go call a pizza joint and get a couple of 9.99 pizzas with
Yeah, that'll make you
up
feel
to
better.
up to seven toppings. Yeah.
That'll make it. You'll
Yeah.
feel like you've gotten something for
Right.
nothing.
Right. Yeah. Go make it a good one. Come back, see us again
Bye.
next week. Bye.